So Jake's not the father, but Finn is. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chessie for the Bold and Beautiful January 24, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Look, nothing has been confirmed yet, y'all, but y'all know before they even brought Lee back on screen and, the whole conversation about Poppy and who Luna's father is and all that other stuff, people had been saying that it was going to be Finn. And, when they showed her going over to Steffi and them house and talking to him about Luna's father, and he was like, how can I help with that or whatever? And they never went back to that scene. And then on today's episode, at the end of the episode, they end up talking about Steffi and Finn's anniversary and all that stuff. Then Lee was saying something about there still is a question about who Luna's father is. And she was talking to Finn. And it looked like he questioning her about something. But I said, no. I had just seen, I ain't going to say a spoiler because I don't know if it's true or not. But somebody had posted and said that Steffi and Finn finna get ready to have trouble in their marriage because of Poppy. And I was like, wait a minute now. It's so many questions I got. Because first of all, regardless, she just sit up here on this episode. She was telling, let me see if I wrote it down. Let me see. I think Jake was the one talking. He said Lee always assumed the worst when it comes to both of them. And then that's when Poppy started telling her, I would never do that. I would never sleep with my sister's husband. But you sleep with her son? I said, do y'all think they really, this is a soap, so anything can go. One day somebody 5, next week they 15. Because I seen some people on a previous episode under the comments saying, Finn's not old enough. He's not old enough to be Luna's father and stuff like that. Y'all know they add on. Y'all know what these shows they be adding on. But yeah, I was like, look, this week they 5, next week they 15. But okay, let's talk about this episode. Because look, Carter over here about to go already. He over here, I said, yeah, you go, sir. You about to fall right into her trap. And if you don't fall into her trap, she gonna fall into yours. But it look like he about to fall already, y'all. She over here, I thought Hope was gonna walk in on her all up close on this man like that. I said, you giving yourself away. Then, Steffi did have sense enough to lock the door, but at the same time, that it still don't make sense. Cause they gonna be like, okay, why did you lock the door? Why is she in here with you? You was just talking like you didn't even know her like that and all that. It was bad enough. It was bad enough that y'all over here meeting up, done met up 3 times. This make the 4th time. And y'all right there. But I had to wonder if Hope is going to get to Carter in time before Daphne gets a chance to be involved with him or anything like that and expose her. Because her conversation with, what's her name, Steffi today, she was like, it kind of seems like, Daphne may have her own agenda that she's so used to calling the shots. So Steffi tried to basically, what's a good way to put it? She was telling her, oh, no, or whatever, y'all will be lucky to work with her. And then flipped it on Carter like, oh, if he can't close the deal, this and that. But okay, y'all, on today's episode, we're going to start with Lee, Poppy, Jake. They still talking. Lee still saying the same thing. Talking about the doggone, yeah, y'all did this behind my back all these years. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I think Jack was the one that said, well, read it there. I was like, right. I said, all this talking. You still talking. The whole episode. Not the whole episode this time. But then she looks down at the Tez or whatever, and then her face just gave it away. But I feel like we already knew that they was going to say he wasn't the father anyways. But she ends up saying that the test was negative, and they was like, we told you and all this stuff, and they was just going back and forth telling her about herself, and she assumed the worst and this and that. And then Jack was the one who said, Lee always assumed the worst about both of them or whatever. You treat your sister like this and that or whatever. We never did anything. We never even did anything. I said that twice. We never was involved with anything like that. Poppy was telling her, I would never sleep with my sister's husband. But you would sleep with her son? Now, we don't know that to be true because next week it could be another thing. Sitting up over here playing the mystery game. Got Luna over here still talking about some tongue. Not still. Luna is now saying, I say it like that, Luna is now saying that she never thought that Tom was her father. But yeah, Lee ends up apologizing to both, well, I think she started out apologizing to both of them, but mainly to Poppy, saying that from this day forward or whatever, we gonna do everything sisters do, excuse me, we gonna do everything that sisters do and stuff like that, dog. And they was hugging and everything. Jake over there crying. I said Jake was waiting on his turn. He was waiting on her to say, I forgive you too. But he still slept with Sheila. Bill and Luna. So they started talking about something different a little bit, but they still in the same spot. But yeah, Luna was staring. I think she was staring in the mirror, and she was like, she don't see one trace of Tom in her or whatever. I said, you ain't even met the man. You haven't even really met the man. Well, you met him, but you didn't meet him. But yeah, she was saying how she doesn't see any trace of her, and Tom was talking about how she wishes that Bill was her father and all that stuff. What else did she say? She was wondering if Tom was actually her father, and Bill was like, "There's nothing you can do about it now. All signs pointed to him being her father." And then she was like, "What if my mom just used that used the assumptions to say that he was the father or whatever? What if it's somebody else and they out there?" I said, "It don't matter anyway. You still belong in jail." But I think Bill was still talking about she deserves a chance to prove that she's changed or she's not that person. Some of you said, same thing you've been saying. And I said by next week or whenever they reveal who her father is, they're going to be saying next, "Oh, it turns out, she didn't really she wasn't really the one who, I can't say the word. I can say murdered. She wasn't really the one that murdered Tom and Hollis or whatever." Steffi Hope. So basically, Hope was still talking about the possible collaboration or partnership with Daphne, and Steffi just sitting up there smiling and stuff. But she had her back turned to Hope or whatever. But yeah, she was just going on and on about if they can actually partner with her. But then she flipped it. She ends up saying later in the episode that Daphne may have her own agenda, that she's so used to calling the shots, and that's when Steffi was saying, having her there maybe a game changer or whatever. If Carter can't close the deal, they were just talking about that or whatever. Meanwhile, with Daphne and Carter, she over here, she just the way he looking, I said, yeah, Carter gonna go, he gonna fall for it, look like it. And if he don't, he gonna almost fall for it. But something that Hope said, and I was wondering if they was foreshadowing what's to come, because when she said that about she may have her own agenda, that she's so used to calling the shots and stuff like that. Do y'all think? Y'all know I had already said it's a possibility. It's a possibility that she can be the one running the company. Or she could be the one to fall for Carter or whatever and tell him something. But she ends up signing the contract or whatever. She did look through it, but she ends up signing it anyways. And then she went up on him again, up close to him or whatever. And he looked like he want her already, but we'll see. Then Hope came in later, and that's when he was like, yeah, she signed the contract, and she was just saying how proud she is. Meanwhile, Steffi and Daphne over here in the other office across the doggone hall. Wasn't that office across the hall right there in front of them? And you done went up in here with this lady and locked the door? I could have sworn it was right across the hall, but I don't know. But yeah, they was talking about how, well, Steffi was saying how she's gonna end up getting the company, or they're gonna end up getting the company back from Hope and Carter and all this stuff. But that's it. That's everything. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and a great weekend, and be safe.